Now I'm going to start with eggs because this tends to be the cooked staple that most people choose, but there are a lot of options for eggs. A single egg is only about 6 grams of protein, but if you add liquid egg whites, then you're adding just pure protein to the mix, and that's very easy, especially if you're doing something like an omelet or an egg scramble. Now for either of those things, you can also add some lean meat in there, so maybe some lean turkey sausage or some chicken breast. I've often used an egg scramble where I have the leftovers from the night before. So if I have leftover chicken breast, leftover veggies, I just throw them in with the eggs, and then I've got myself a nice breakfast for that day. So I've got the protein coming from the eggs and sometimes egg whites as well, and then also the protein coming from the chicken breast. And there's also another way where you can add a little bit of lean meat to another breakfast-like item. Another egg option that I discovered a few months ago is egg muffins. Sometimes they're called egg bites. Even Starbucks does these now. I bought some silicone muffin tins and I've made these with black olives and spinach and feta cheese. I've also tried them with cherry tomatoes and broccoli and shredded cheddar cheese. So you can prepare these in advance and you can store them in the fridge for several days. Because if you're really busy, you want to be as prepared as you can be in the morning. At least you can relax a little knowing that your breakfast is ready for you. The next breakfast option is toast and cottage cheese. So a lot of people are worried about carbs and particularly bread. And there's no reason why bread can't be part of a fat loss diet. If you actually look at the label, a good whole grain bread isn't really that many calories, and it can add fiber and protein to the meal. So this is the bread that we have here. It just happens to be something that my son likes and will eat pretty much every day. But if we check out the nutrition facts, it's actually 4 grams of protein per slice. So it's telling you here, if you're having the 2 slices, which is pretty much the serving size, you get 8 grams of protein. So that's pretty good. In fact, it's more than oatmeal. And people often think that oatmeal is a good protein source in the morning. So cottage cheese is about 12 grams per half a cup. So you might want to have 3/4 of a cup of cottage cheese, a little bit of protein from the bread, and then you can throw in a tomato or some avocado on top, and that can be a really satisfying breakfast. Keep in mind when you're having these breakfasts as well, if you're having, for instance, a latte that you make yourself at home, that's what I tend to do. It's a matcha latte with half a cup of milk, and I kind of foam that up, and that's 7 grams of additional protein that I add to whatever I'm eating. So just a little bit of a bonus tip. Another option is a yogurt bowl. This is something that I often have myself. 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt has about 17 grams of protein. Then you can throw in about 1/4 cup of almonds or some other nut. For almonds, it's about 7 or 8 grams for that 1/4 cup. So in total, you've got 24 or 25 grams of protein in that yogurt bowl. You can also put fruit in there just to add some fiber and some micronutrients and to make it taste really good. You can also sprinkle your yogurt bowl with chia seeds or flax seeds or something like that. Chia seeds give you a little bit of protein, but mainly they're going to give you a bit more fiber. I've also got this yogurt here. This is the Greek yogurt. It's 0%, also lactose free if that happens to be a concern for you. And this one's got the 17 grams for 3/4 of a cup. Now here's an option that can be quite interesting and really satisfying in the morning, the breakfast burrito. Now if you're gonna do this, you wanna make sure that it's a lower calorie version. So you wanna keep the meat as lean as possible, not add a lot of sauces. You can add beans, that's going to add a bit of protein. Sometimes breakfast burritos are done with eggs, so you're kind of combining the egg thing I talked about and putting it together into something that's quite tasty first thing in the morning. You also wanna add some veggies in there, so it's a bit more filling and you've got some fiber. If you're gonna do this, you wanna focus on lean meat, so a lean chicken breast or a lean turkey sausage or something like that. So just work out how much you're adding to each breakfast burrito to make sure that you've got enough protein for that one serving. The next option is oatmeal. Now, I had oatmeal for breakfast for years, every single day, so I'm not really that into it anymore, but I know a lot of people like to start their day with oatmeal. Oatmeal is itself doesn't have that much protein. It's only 5 grams in half a cup of oatmeal. So you need to combine it with something in order to make it a high protein breakfast choice. One thing you could do is add either Greek yogurt or skyr. It's an Icelandic type of yogurt, so it has a similar profile to Greek yogurt. This one is also 0%. For 3/4 of a cup, this one has 20 grams of protein, so slightly more than the Greek yogurt. The taste is a little bit different, so it depends on what you're looking for and what you want to mix it with. So you have that 17 grams of protein from the yogurt, or you could do a larger serving, and then you've got the 5 grams from the protein, and you've got 22 grams there, so at least you've hit your minimum. You can also add fruit like strawberries or bananas or blueberries, or you can try a more exotic option like papaya, and that makes a really tasty and high protein option in the morning. And my last option is for those of you who are not that excited about eating in the morning, the smoothie or protein shake. A lot of people use this when they're really struggling to get the protein in. It's easy to get a decent amount of protein. You're also getting some liquids in first thing in the morning. So sometimes we wake up dehydrated and you just want to get those fluids in there. Just use your favorite protein powder. I've recently done a video where you can choose the best protein powder for you, so you might want to check that out as well. You can mix your protein in with either water or milk. The milk will give you a bit more protein as well. 14 grams in 1 cup. You can mix in the Greek yogurt and then have it with some fruit to make it a bit more palatable. Please hit the like button if this video was helpful, and let me know in the comments what you like to have for breakfast. Please subscribe and hit the bell, and check out these other videos as well.